Hello and welcome back to part 2 of this Let's Play series. We're playing Starsector, and on this run we're role-playing as a nefarious pirate captain. In part 1 we did some smuggling, we made some contacts, and we started building up our fleet so we can start taking on the convoys making their way across the sector. We are currently on our way to Samara, where we have a mission to break one of our pirate buddies out of prison, and on the way we will be checking out these various convoys and seeing if they have any cargo that we want to steal. Most of these fleets are too small, or they're carrying low value cargo like ore, domestic supplies, food, things that are not really worth the supplies it would cost to take them on. But if we see anything interesting, like this Conquest class battlecruiser that maybe we can salvage, we will stop and have a look. Over here we also have a big mercantile convoy, but again they're carrying ore, food, volatiles, nothing too valuable. So we will leave them alone and have a look at this battlecruiser instead. Maybe we can recover it. Oh, we found an officer. Lieutenant Oberon. The Red Viper himself. He's pretty happy to be rescued from his pod, so we will bring him on board. We're not going to spend a story point to recover the Conquest. It will probably have a few demods, and I'm not a massive fan of the Conquest in the first place. We will just salvage it, and we will head into the system. There's an unidentified contact here. Could be a smuggler. Oh, he's carrying recreational drugs and harvested organs. That's the kind of stuff I like to steal. So we will just check how long we have for this jailbreak. And we've only got 8 days, so we'll have to be a little bit sharpish. But the world we need to break him out of is an independent one, and therefore won't have patrols around it stopping us from getting in quickly. So I think we can take on this fleet. We'll jump into the system and chase after it. So they have a Dominator heavy cruiser, which is the largest ship we've taken on so far. They're also packing a Heron and a Condor carrier. So that's 5 wings of fighters. So we will need to be very careful we don't get slammed by those Saber missiles that the longbows are carrying. We will take in our entire fleet and get everyone to follow us. We are currently packing 5 Tempests and an Omen, 2 Sunder destroyers, 2 Shepherd drone carriers, and the 4 Mules with fighter support, plus the Valkyrie. The Mules are fitted out with mass Salamander missiles, and the Valkyrie is just carrying an extra fighter wing. Now I was going to put an avoid order on the Dominator, but then I saw the Heron was out of position and I thought we might be able to go in and kill him early. But he's moved right back into the cover of his Dominator, so we'll have to cancel that. And we will go after the Centurion heavy frigate on the left here first. We've got plenty of our own fighters to screen us from their bombers. And Tempest with their Terminator drones are excellent at point defense, so we will move in on this Centurion and finish him off with our phase lancers. Now these longbow bombers are pretty dangerous if we're not careful, because they carry Saber missiles which they're just firing at that mule that can very easily overload you if you're not careful. And we also want to stay well out of the arc of the Dominator's main guns, not like our Tempests are doing right now. If they could back away, that would be great. Luckily the Tempests do have pretty good shields, so they can stand up against that kind of fire for a short time at least. But even if you're piloting something bigger, you just do not want to stand in front of a Dominator for long. We'll just finish off this Lasher. And what we really want to do is try and kill their carrier. In fact, they have 2 carriers, a Condor and a Heron. So we will go in and try and circle behind the Dominator. Just wait till we have a few Tempests. These longbows are coming in for another run. And actually, I thought it would be fine to just let them hit me, and it was. They don't do hardly any hull damage, although in this case it did knock out my autopulse laser. So we will have to deal without that just for a minute or two while it comes back online. Okay, we're going to move in on this Condor, and we still don't have our autopulse laser back online. But the phase lancers should be pretty effective against this Condor. There's the autopulse. And with Tempest support, the Condor's not going to last very long. Now, I'm going to see if I can speed past the Dominator's guns. Unfortunately, the longbows do come in and hit me with a barrage of missiles, and I'm only just able to get away. And this is going to force me to be pretty careful for the remainder of this fight, as I have now almost 0 hull integrity left. So we'll give the Dominator a wide berth for a second. Move in and kill the other Centurion. And now we have a Brawler to our south. And the Dominator's up north with the Heron. I'm going to take that Avoid order off just so I know that these guys will get in nice and close to me. And I think we'll just take a quick detour to kill this Brawler. I'll just speed that up for a second. And then we will send all of our Tempests in to attack the Heron, try and kill off that carrier. The Dominator's currently being occupied by our other Sunder and the Mules that are a lot closer in than they really need to be, but they are doing a good job of distracting him. Okay, Heron down, and now we're all going to get on the Dominator and finish it off. Without support, it is quite vulnerable as we can surround it. And the iron beams and iron weapons from the Tempest will help disable it. And even the double hard Dominator can't stand up to this kind of punishment for any length of time. So that leaves us with just a few frigates left to mop up, so we will speed up the end of the fight. Okay, and we will chase after a few of their remaining ships with our Tempests. Kill off a couple of freighters. They've got a couple of phase ships and shuttles that are probably going to get away. Oh, we've knocked out his engines. That's going to spell his doom. But the other shuttle does escape. Oh, that's fine. And we picked up quite a lot of drugs and a few harvested organs. We're actually going to have to drop some metal and some luxury goods. Now we will move into this planet and see if we can break out this prisoner. We'll sell off some of our cargo. The luxury goods, we're probably not going to get a much better price for them, so we'll just sell them here. Now I can see a very good price for armaments in Epiphany, so we will try and get there soon. We'll sell off a few heavy machinery just to create some space in our cargo hold. And we'll also sell off a few weapons we don't need. We'll check out what ships they have on offer, and they have a pristine omen, so we'll pick that up. They're cheap and very effective. We'll also pick up another pirate mule so we can carry some more cargo, and we'll fit them out. The omen gets PD and Sabo missiles, and the mule gets a converted hangar, insulated engines, salamander missiles, and thunder fighters. We will make sure all our other mules are carrying salamander pods, organise the fleet a little bit, and we will sell off this Tarsus freighter that we don't need. And we will launch a raid, break out this prisoner, and spend the rest of our marines stealing drugs. We'll send one marine patrol in just to grab some ship equipment. Maybe he'll get us some good weapons. And what did we get from that? So we lost 35 marines, but we stole almost 500 units of recreational drugs and some crappy weapons. And I can see there's a very good price for drugs in Epiphany, so we will be heading there shortly. Now I did actually make a mistake here that I really shouldn't have. I forgot completely that in order to complete a prison break mission, you have to not only get the prisoner, but also return him in the time limit. So I'm not going to be able to complete this mission now, as I only have 2 days to get him back to where he needs to be, and I don't have time. Now this hegemony detachment looks pretty serious, so we will keep our distance from them. It's worth the risk. So as I'm saying, I'm just kind of annoyed that I've lost that jailbreak, but we will go after this bounty. It's already in the same system. You can see that there are actually a bunch of fleets trying to find us there, but nobody saw us. So yeah, we failed the jailbreak mission, but that's not a big deal. We already have pretty good rep with our pirate buddies, and that's the only people we really need to impress. There's a mercantile convoy here, it might be worth going after later, but I want to get this bounty first, and I can see him to our north. So they have one eagle and nothing else that's really much of a threat, so we'll kill his support and then take him on. Taking almost our whole fleet, leave a couple of mules behind. And we'll just go and do this as a kind of one big unit. And these two Tempests having a little bit of an issue, driving straight into each other. So we're going to put an avoid order on the Eagle, and we will try and take out all their frigates first. Tempests against fighters, Tempests against hounds is always going to work out well in our favour. We have an enforcer and a lasher, and here you can see, if you watch closely, this is the benefit of fitting loads of salamanders on your mules. They just knock out the engines and make it a lot easier for you to kill ships. This condor is out of position, and he's going to regret that. He goes down pretty quick, and now we're going to move in on this enforcer. And once again, you can see the barrage of salamander missiles just completely disabling his engines, allowing us to strafe around him and quickly take him down. The enforcer does have pretty hefty armour, so it takes a little bit longer than killing a frigate, but he's never really any threat to us. Go after this lasher quickly. He does actually fire a bunch of saber missiles at us, which overloads us temporarily, which is a bit embarrassing. But our thunder fighters and omens and tempests will quickly finish him off, while the rest of us go after the Eagle. And now he's alone. Any danger he was is pretty negated by the fact that he just can't aim at all of us at once. I think I forgot to take off the avoid order, so let's just remove that. And now, with frigate support, we can move in and take him on. As I say, it might seem unfair, but that's how pirates like to fight. And the main advantage of having a fast fleet is you can really pick your battles. And with a combination of Sanders, Mules, Tempests and Omens, we are able to pretty rapidly take down this Eagle. We'll just speed up while we finish off this last frigates. And we will let this shuttle and this tanker go to spread word of our exploits. And then we will salvage all the supplies that bounty fleet was carrying. And we will jump out of the system. So that hegemony detachment is still patrolling around here. We definitely don't want to mess with them. So we will head up north. And what we see here is a pirate convoy, our friends, being pursued by some sort of mercenary. And I think we're going to go in and protect our pirate buddies. So this pirate trade convoy is pretty helpless, so it does need our protection. We're going to go in with Tempest as our flagship, and we just send in our fighters and a couple of our mules for fighter support. Now they probably didn't expect us to turn up and help out, so hopefully they will be nice and grateful. Just go after this vigilance quickly. They have fuck all in terms of armour. So they go now quickly. Next target is the Condor carrier. Make sure they have no fighter support. In goes the ion cannons. Trying to disable his systems as much as possible. And then the phase lancers to deal the damage. Finish off the remaining fighters, and I think the rest of their fleet is bugging out. They have a hammerhead and a brawler. We'll try and chase these down. Teach them not to mess with the pirates. And just waiting for some of our fighter support to catch up. Terminated drones of the Tempest doing their job. destroying rockets and missiles. And the rest of our Tempest being a little bit overly cautious here, considering the threat this brawler has, which is pretty low. Be good if they could come in and lend some support. Occasionally the AI doesn't quite do what you want it to do in this game. But we will be able to kill this brawler. Although I think that hammerhead is retreating. Yes, he's going to run away. With his tail between his legs. And we will celebrate with a synchronized victory spin. Fortunately, they didn't have much in terms of useful cargo. And now we do see that this hegemony attachment is now moving in on this pirate convoy we just defended. And following the old pirate motto of he who falls behind gets left behind, we are going to bug out and leave them to their fate. Sorry. So we're going to come back into Epiphany here and try to sell off our massive stash of recreational drugs. We'll quickly repair here, and we will get a good price for both armaments, 100 grand for them. And almost 1,000 drugs is going to get us almost 600,000 in one transaction. So that was nice and profitable. Marines were going for such a good price here that I actually sold all my Marines too. And we're going to sell off some fuel because everything here is going at a very high profit. Selling off the fuel is a slightly risky move because now we only just have enough to get to the next system. But we should be able to buy fuel there, so I think we'll be okay. So we're going to drop into Camaricandum here and pick up more fuel to replace the stuff we just sold. And I don't see any useful mod specs, but we will buy some fuel and some supplies. Also going to get a couple of these Reaper Typhoon launchers. Okay, that's enough. We will check the missions. They have an underworld boss, so we'll see if he wants us to do anything for him. He's going to pay us 80,000 credits to bring a spaceport in Ashura offline. We'll take that mission. This guy wants us to deploy a spy sat for him. We will do that too. And try and develop these contacts. We're going to pop into the Persian League world too, just to pick up some extra fuel. There are no patrols around at the moment. Unfortunately, they don't have that much fuel, but we will buy what they've got and also their supplies. A couple more salamander missiles. A bit more fuel from their regular market. And they have another Sunder, which I'm going to buy. And we will fit this guy out. What we're going to do, we're going to make an auto fit with our high intensity laser and a suppression destroyer. And we will just auto fit him pretty much exactly the same. We're also going to remove the hardened substance on a couple of our Tempests and add unstable injectors instead, because it will give them an additional speed boost. And Tempests with unstable injectors are quite a sight with the speed they can get, and it will help us to chase down any fleeing ships. I'm going to jump into Azara here and head to this pirate base to refuel and resupply. We will also buy some Marines to replace the ones we sold, and these armaments are going nice and cheap, so we'll pick them up too. And we'll see if they have any more good missions for us. They have a bounty, which is a hegemony patrol fleet they want us to destroy for them, including a 14th battle group dominator. We'll just check the other targets. That one looks nice and easy and has potentially a lot of cargo on board. The more challenging car looks a little bit risky. 1, 2, 3, 4 cruisers, 5 cruisers. So I think we'll go with the original target and take on that Dominator. Now we have ordered a monitor frigate. I'm just trying to check if we have any other contacts here. This guy has some work for us, but none of it looks that interesting, so we'll leave that for now. And we will pick up this monitor that we bought, although actually it is full of D-mods, which is a bit of a shame considering how much we paid for it. So I'm not going to keep this ship in the end, as it is completely balked. So we will just sell that. That was a bit of a waste. This guy is an officer, but he's reckless, which is not generally my favourite, but what we can do is hire him. And then if we spend a story point on him, we can mentor him and switch his personality down to aggressive, and I like aggressive officers. We will also spend another story point to make his energy mastery skill elite, which will boost him a little bit further. Do I want to do any of these jobs? Okay, we'll take on this delivery. So now we have a few jobs on the go. And this spy sat mission and this bounty mission are both in the same system. And the disrupt spaceport mission is in an adjacent system. So we'll try to do all them at the same time. We will develop this contact. Perform some quick repairs, get some more fuel from the regular market. And actually we're going to buy some of these armaments also from the regular market, because we know we can sell them at a pretty big profit in Epiphany. And the pirate tariffs are not as high as regular faction stations. So paying a little bit of tax, not too bad. We'll head back to Epiphany just to sell off these armaments. So still a very good price for armaments here. We'll sell all of these. And there's not much else to do in Epiphany, so we will leave immediately. We'll head down south to Tibicena, try Tachyon World on our way east, and see if we can get any more useful weapons, useful ships. That's a big mercantile convoy, and they are carrying heavy armament, so we would like to take that on. 2 Eagles, 2 Mora carriers. It's the biggest fleet we've taken on so far, but I think we can do it. They're also carrying an Atlas, which means they may have a lot of cargo. We'll pop into Tibicena and see if we can boost our fleet a little bit before we take on that convoy. A few mercenary patrols in the area, but they won't bother us if they don't know who we are. And we'll just try and sneak in here without getting caught by this patrol. Although some of these Tritachyon patrols are pretty lenient, they don't really mind if you don't have your transponder on all the time. Pick up fuel, and we're going to buy another pirate mule. Fit it out with salamanders, converted hangars, insulated engines, and now I'm going to put dagger torpedoes on this one, but I will remove them later because I forgot that bombers on converted hangars are heavily nerfed, and they have ordnance points are even higher than fighters. So we will leave, and we will keep an eye out for that convoy we saw. We know he's coming into this station, and we know he's coming from the jump gate. There he is. So we will take him on. 2 Eagles, 2 Morars, an Enforcer Destroyer, and a bunch of frigates. Now, they have some quite powerful ships. Those Morars are the things I'm most worried about, because they will be carrying 3 wings of fighters each. Although Talons and Broadswords are not the worst fighters to go up against. And of course the 2 Eagles can cause trouble, but we will try and stay out of their range. We'll take in almost our whole fleet, just leave the regular mule behind. And this time we're going to get the majority of the fleet to follow us, but we're going to send out a couple of Tempests to capture these comm relay points. Should give us some additional command points, and hopefully that will give us the edge. I'm just going to send a couple more Tempests, or a Tempest and an Omen, off to capture this nav relay point to give us a little bit of a speed boost. If we capture all the points, I think we also get more deployment points, so we can bring in a couple more ships, but I think we've brought in our whole fleet anyway. So we've captured these already. Another benefit of having a few Tempests in your fleet is they get to these points faster than anyone else. This Tempest is taking on Vigilant and kills it single-handedly. So 1 Eagle to the right, we'll put an avoid order on that. And just see if we can get behind these Eagles and find their carriers. But we also have to remember not to let the Eagles kill our carriers, especially because they're what we need to carry all the loot. Okay, so 2 Morars are in a line. Yeah, I think we will just go in and try and kill these as quick as possible. This Tempest does not want to take on that Eagle alone, so I'll just bring him to support me, and we will head up to attack these Morars. If we can avoid this Eagle, that would be great. Our fighters are engaging their fighters. Okay, and we're moving in on the Morars now. Managed to get its shields pretty high and flux, but we've also fluxed pretty high, so I'm going to back off and reset. Now, I realise I am actually splitting the offensive our force between these 2 Morars, which is not the best idea. So I'm actually just going to focus our fire on this top one first. See if we can finish that off. With the combination from the Sunders and the Tempests, it looks like these Eagles have just gone straight through. They've given up on protecting their carriers, which is a bit foolish of them. But I'm not going to complain, it makes my job easier. 1 more down, and now we will just put an eliminate on the other one. And we'll move in for the kill. Yeah, the enemy AI is usually a bit better than that. Not too sure why those Eagles just went steaming through the fight and disappeared off down south, but I'm not complaining. With the 2 Morars destroyed, we're a lot safer than we were. So I think it might be time to move in on the Eagles. I'll take them on one at a time. And this Tempest is being extremely ballsy, just flying right up to the front of the Eagle's main hard points. Luckily he backs off before getting destroyed. The rest of my Tempests are kind of taking a while to arrive. So I'm going to deploy my final 2 mules. I just want them actually. And here come the torpedoes from our new dagger bombers. Those Atropos torpedoes are very good at finishing off beleaguered ships with no shields left. And now we're going to slide around the back of this Eagle and finish him off. And this Brawler is also destroyed quickly. And now we'll go for the other Eagle. So for some reason these mules do like to just drive straight up to enemy craft, even though they only have long range missiles and fighters, so they should try and stay back, but telling ships what you want them to do in Starsector is always an iffy business. But without support, the Eagles are not able to stand up to that kind of firepower, so we can kill off their remaining craft. Our fighters are shooting off north after whatever's left behind. Oh, is this an enforcer? And with the speed of an enforcer, he's not going to be able to escape, so we will chase him down and destroy him. And that's the end of them. Now, what we really want is to take out all of their freight ships and steal all their lovely cargo. So we go full assault. And I'm going to speed this one up because it's going to be pretty easy. Atlas is the first to go down. We have 1 Gemini cruiser and the rest of these are freighters. Tarsus down, Colossus down. Mule goes down. And there's 1 Buffalo running for his life. But you can't run from Tempest, especially when they've got unstable injectors. So we've got them all apart from a couple of shuttles we let escape to spread word of our deeds. And we've got 150 armaments and over 1,000 supplies and over 1,000 domestic goods. We can't carry all of this, so we will drop some domestic goods and drop the metal. But still, that was a pretty profitable attack. So we'll move into the independent world here and just sell off some of the cheaper goods. So those domestic goods are not worth keeping hold of. And have they got any good mod specs? Not really. No, there's nothing we need there. We're also going to sell off some of these ships we salvaged, the Gemini and the Brawler. Keep the Eagle for now. And we're going to head back and pick up some of that cargo we dropped. And we will head back into Tibby Center and sell it off. Oh, we can sell these armaments for a good price as well. And we're going to buy this Afflictor. Afflictors are phase frigates that have a pretty powerful alpha strike. And we will sell off the Eagle. The Afflictor being a phase ship, it will reduce our fleet center profile. We have as ship system and entropy amplifier, which kind of, I think, increases the damage enemy ships take. So we're going to fit this guy out with antimatter blasters and torpedoes for the alpha strike capability. We're also going to give him an ion cannon and unstable injectors so he can move even faster. The idea with the Afflictor is to get behind bigger ships and smash their engines. Hopefully we'll get to use that this session. We'll do some repairs in the pirate world and buy 3 more cheap drugs. And we're also going to get the mod spec for expanded missile racks. And we've got another bounty to go after. A few dead drops. In fact, these 2 dead drops are both in the same system, so we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone when we go after that. We need to launch or deploy a spy sat and kill a bounty. This guy wants me to deliver some supplies, and I think I already have those supplies in my cargo hold, so I can probably just do that straight away. And we will deliver supplies to her, get a bit of rep, get a bit of money, and we will FO. So we're heading off now to the Glacier star system to drop off those recreational drugs we were asked to deliver. Now there is a patrol orbiting this relay, so we'll try and be a bit careful. Oh, no, he's seen us. We were on our way, but even if he catches us, he's going to have to let us go or be destroyed, so he probably will catch us now. That's fine. We'll let him go his merry way. And we'll try and be a little bit more careful. Do we want to sabotage this relay? We'll leave it for now. Oh, that's a much bigger picket. Okay, that one we don't want to mess with. So we will try and sneak past them. And we will see if we can get into Ankara. And we can hit the station perfectly fine. We can drop off these drugs. Have a look and see if they've got any useful ships. I think we'll buy another mule. No, actually we'll buy both. This will allow us to carry even more stolen cargo, get some crew, and we will leave before that picket finds us. And he's going to come for us now, but he's going to be too late. We transverse jump out, and we'll head up to Aslan. Drop into the inner gate. We've just dropped in front of another patrol. We do need to start being a bit more careful. We'll get away from this one. Second patrol after us. And this one is actually our bounty target, so we will let him catch us. That's nice and convenient. We want to catch this one, but without his buddy joining in. So we will refuse to answer their call, and we will pursue them as they start to run. We'll bring in the 3 Sunders. I think all the pirate mules with the fighters. Oh, we'll drop a few pirate mules. Bring in some Tempests to cut them off. And we will stick an avoid order on the Dominator again. Bring in some of these Tempests to capture this sensor point. And we'll hunt down the rest of them. All these Salamander missiles going in. Hopefully take out these Dominator engines, leave him stranded at the back of his squad. And we'll go after the faster ships. Another Vigilance. Again, you've always got to be careful with Vigilances because they could be carrying some pretty nasty missiles. But if you hit them quickly, there's not much they can do against the Sunder. Send our Tempest to try and capture their quickly escaping ships. We'll just stupidly turn our back on this Enforcer. I'm not too sure what's happened to our mules. Seemingly they are tangling with that Dominator. Here comes some fighters. And here comes an Omen or 2. Templars are doing pretty well, stopping any of their retreating ships. Chase them after this tanker and get everybody else on this enforcer. And now we will take on the Dominator. Now he's lost all his support. Here comes another mass salvo of salamanders. Just quickly take out this kite as we circle around to try to get behind the Dominator. And we will surround him. This is a 14th battle group Dominator. Not too sure if it's worth keeping because it's going to be a slow, cumbersome craft, not really going to fit in with the rest of our fleet. So we'll probably end up selling it if it can be recovered. Another hound gets caught in the crossfire and the Dominator's down, and there's another bounty. We will recover the Dominator, just because it's a 14th Legion one and we might be able to get a good price for it. No, we're just going to scuttle it actually, because it's too slow and it's going to keep us... I was going to raise our sense of profile and will be too obvious. But we got 120,000 for that bounty. Now, we do want to try and drop a spy sat around this planet. Unfortunately, there are quite a lot of patrols, so we will need to do something to draw them away. I think we'll go after this sensor relay. Sensor array. And breaking this down for salvage has two effects. It will reduce the sensor range of any hegemony ships in the system. And it will, of course, draw those fleets away from their patrols to check out what's going on. As you can see in the radar to the bottom right hand side of the screen, they're going to go off and investigate that. There is a detachment here who's looking for us, but he doesn't know quite where we are. So we will swing round and try and hit this target location so we can drop off the spy sat. He's still there. Oh, has he seen us? No, I don't think he has. Or maybe, yes he has. He's e-burning after us. We'll try to give him the slip. He doesn't know quite where we are now, I think. Another patrol is coming in. We'll go dark and see if we can hide in that asteroid belt around the planet. Now, this is pretty risky because a lot of these fleets are quite powerful. This guy's definitely looking for us. But that looks like a smuggler. Maybe they'll chase after him. He's patrolling. Yeah, that's a smuggler. That's a mercantile convoy. They're not a threat. There is a fast picket. Oh, he's just done an active sensor burst, but he didn't catch me. Oh, he did see me. But if we can sneak to the side, yes, he's looking for us, but he doesn't know where we are. Oh Jesus! Yeah, that's a special task group. We do not want to tangle with them, but they're not after us right now. That's a convoy we'd like to take on, but it's just too much of a risk right here. Can we get into this location? Yes, we can. Deploy the spy satellite. And then we will try to avoid these patrols on our way out. Oh dear. Alright, they caught me. Luckily we were able to disengage from that smaller fleet, and the others seem to have been caught napping a little bit. And we can safely jump out of the system. That was quite hairy. And there's a bunch more fleets here pursuing me. And another special task group. I'm not sure if these guys have been... Oh, they're not going to want to fight us, but the others will. And if they all catch us at once... Is that another one below? Alright, we just managed to get away with our skin that time. Yeah, those special task forces are scary. They've got a lot of built-in S mods, and they're just they will kill me if they catch me. So we do have some story points of our own, so if we need to, we may be able to talk our way out of some of these situations. But I would prefer not to do that because I think it's a little bit cheesy. So we've got 2 dead drops to do. We'd like to pick up that Tempest we ordered. We have a disrupt spaceport mission. I think we'll do that first. And then we will try and build up some fuel to go out and do those dead drops. We've dropped into another inner jump point. It's not very smart. But this time we're just going to an independent world, so there'll be much less risk of patrols. We will pop into Arrrrrr. See if they have any good ships to sell. There's another Tempest, we'll get that. Fit it out with 1 pulse laser, 1 phase lance, saber missiles and hardened subsystems. And we do have a couple of skill points, so we'll get weapon drills and coordinated maneuvers. And there's a high level mercenary officer available, but she's asking rather a high salary and I don't think we can afford her just yet. And we will launch a raid and disrupt their spaceport. That gets us the 80,000 credit reward. We're also going to develop that contact. And we can leave the system. Now that hegemony detachment is still moseying around, so we'll clear out. And now we're going to try to pick up some fuel and probably drop off a couple of our ships. We don't need to take them all out on our dead drop mission. So we come into Cantus Den, which is kind of our home base. Buy some fuel. Buy some more marines. And we'll set a course out to this dead drop. Pop into the Tritachyon rail before we leave. Now, I'm still not 100% sure the opinion of these Tritachyon patrols to ships with their transponders off. They don't seem to be quite as strict as the other factions. So we will pick up some extra fuel here. We're actually going to get these Tachyon lances, which will, I think, be a good replacement for the high intensity lasers on our Sunders. They go very well with the iron beams. They have the same range, but they do more damage to hulls. Pick up another Omen. And we're just going to set up an auto fit for our Omens because I basically always want them to be the same. Let's see if this guy's got any additional work for us. He wants us to drop off another spy sat. Well, no, sorry, another dead drop. We'll take that mission. In fact, I think that was in the same system as the 2 we're already planning to go after. And this guy is helping us to steal another Afflictor. So we will set that up similar to our first one. This guy has a couple of demods, but none of them are too much of an issue. So we will set up an auto fit for the Afflictor as well. And we will head off to this independence station. We're going to buy a tanker. They have some quite cheap armaments on sale, so we will pick them up too. And we'll send them straight back to sell them at this Tritachyon world. It's not the highest price we've seen from armaments, but it's got us a nice quick profit. And now, I think we're ready to go to this dead drop. We've got just about enough fuel to get there and back. I will probably use the nebula storms to get us there nice and quickly because I've got plenty of supplies. A little bit of damage never hurt anyone. We will once again have to look out for enemy fleets trying to ambush us on our way to this dead drop. That looks like a salvage fleet. One thing that would be really cool is if you could, as a pirate, instead of going exploring to find blueprints and things like that, if you could just attack the salvage fleets returning to the core systems and nick all the stuff that they've got. Alright, now this guy is looking for our fleet. I think he's trying to ambush us. So there are in fact 3 dead drops for us to drop off in this system, and we're going to try and do that without getting caught by that monster pirate fleet, which I think is just to our east, and we're going to go dark and just hide from him. Dead drop number 1. Yeah, he doesn't know where we are. Oh, we're actually out of supplies. I think we took a few too many hits from those nebula storms. So hopefully we can get back to a friendly port before we lose any of our valuable ships. Okay, there's number 2 dropped off. And there's number 3. Okay. Time to head home. We're going to go through the gate just because the transverse jump can occasionally cause some damage, and we don't want to have to spend, well, we don't want our combat readiness to reduce any quicker than it's going to. Head straight back to the closest friendly port, or unfriendly port in this case, but we should be able to get in there and pick up some more supplies. We'll try to avoid these storms so we don't get any of our ships into too bad a state. Oh, unfortunately, we couldn't avoid them all, so we will just take the speed boost. Avoid this detachment, and we'll head into Tile. We've already been pursued. Oh no, he's pursuing a pirate. That's fine, a different pirate. I don't think we've got the supplies to mess with them. So we're getting quite a bit of damage on some of our Tempests. We haven't lost any yet, so we can keep this going until we get into Cibola. There we go. Alright, there's not many supplies available on their black market, so we won't be able to do much repairing. I mean, this isn't a lot of fuel, so we will head into the other Brazilian League world. One of our pirate bunnies is currently attacking that station. It's probably not going to work out too well for him, and I can see more patrols coming in to defend. We're already out of supplies again, having used that up on repairs. We'll try and avoid this fast picket. Oh, did he see us? Yes, he did. We'll just emergency burn away. More damage on our Tempests. There's a mercantile convoy. It's not a threat. Okay, nice chunk of fuel and a few more supplies. Fourth Sunder. We'll pick that up and we will fit this guy out with our second autopass laser, a phase lance and a heavy blaster, and I think we'll just run him as a backup to our main flagship in case we need a second strike destroyer and our first one runs out of combat readiness. We will also hire this extra officer. He's only a level 1, but that's fine, we can develop him, and we will transverse jump out before this picket gets to us. Now we still need more supplies. And there's another special task group. This time they are actively pursuing us. Let's run away. And we're going to head into Isaiah and head back to... well, first we'll go to the Brazilian League world. Avoid their patrols if we can. There's a mining fleet. This is the advantage of having insulated engines on all your ships, is you can sneak around. I'm actually going to launch a raid here because we have marines, we don't have supplies, so we will try and steal some. They have quite good defenses at this world, so this is probably going to be a little bit expensive. We lost 36 marines, but we got 900 supplies, which is what we needed. We can't repair here, but we will head into a pirate station and see if we can do an automatic repair there. This person wants to sell us the possible location of a Tempest blueprint. We will take that, so that when we set up our first colony, we'll already be able to manufacture Tempests. We will also accept another dead drop mission. We'll have plenty of time to do that. And we are getting close to the end of this session. I think we're just going to travel to another pirate station. Make sure we're set up, and then we'll probably put in another cut there and continue next time. So we have expanded our fleet a bit further in this run. We're up to 2 million credits, so we are making a profit. We are close to being able to start setting up a first colony, so we will start doing some exploration quite soon. We've seen another large mercantile convoy. We haven't seen so many convoys this session, but we will go after this one. I'll take it. The 4 Sunders, a bunch of Tempests, and we will just go full assault. I don't think these guys are going to be able to put up much of a fight. And we will speed this battle up a little bit. One Colossus freighter down. Tempests are attacking these mules. Tarsus freighter goes down. A couple of these smaller frigates look like they're escaping, but that's fine. As long as we get the main guys. We will circle back and help our fighters to finish these guys off. We'll take out this tanker. And then we'll move in on the Gemini. Geminis have just monster armor, so it'll take a concerted effort between us. It's not going to take that long. We're going to recover the freighters just in case we need to carry any of this. We've got quite a lot of armaments, so we definitely made a profit there. We're a bit low on crew, so we'll just scuttle a couple of these freighters we don't need. And we will head into Kumari. There's our pirate buddy. And we will just go ahead and scuttle some of these unnecessary freighters. We don't need them. Repair our last ships. See if they have any work for us. This guy wants me to break a prisoner out of jail. We'll take that. There's another bounty mission. We'll take that. And our other contact wants to buy some fuel. We already have that in our tanks, so we'll immediately deliver that. Make a bit of rep, make a bit of money. And so I think that's a good place to put in a cut. We will say goodbye there, and we will carry on next week. Thank you for watching.